So I don't really know too much about economics, but I do have an interest in it, and I always enjoy reading economics. And I'm going to put forth a principle that I know is true. What I don't know is whether other people have put it forth, but they probably have. Nonetheless, here it is. If something is not useful, it is not merely useless, it is positively negatively useful. In other words, it actually causes harm. Let me tell you why I say this. When I was a professor, I had to teach a lot of classes that people did not want to take. The classes could have been useful in a different context, but in the context in which I was teaching them, they were not useful. But not only were they not useful, they were actually enormously harmful, and they were harmful in a number of different ways. First of all, because the people did not really want to take them, it was not possible for me to teach them properly. The people there, for the most part, did not have any aptitude for them, and they did not have any interest in them, so the actual material had to be butchered in order to make it palatable to them. And this, in turn, led to, or this sort of thing, when done on a large scale, which is what is being done, when it is done on a large scale, it causes the body of knowledge in question to be reconfigured, or at least adulterated, warped, to deteriorate, to undergo a diminution in quality. So there's that. There is also the fact that a lot of resources had to be consumed in order for these people who were not interested in the material, I repeat, to attend this class. So there were hundreds of people who had to get in their cars, guzzle gas, use up city-related infrastructure to get to this class, which they did not have any interest in, where they did not pay attention, and where their lack of morale simply taxed my patients, where their morale was taxed because they were more or less against their will being forced to come to this class, and where the result was, in addition to a depletion of resources, the result was a generalized cynicism on their part, as well as mine, towards the system, the consequences of which are absolutely huge. And this is a point that is very easy to overlook, but there are few things that are as much of a drag on a nation's economic vitality as cynicism on the part of the population. And there are few things that do as much to invigorate a nation's economy as a can-do positive attitude on the part of the citizenry. And there's no point in inveigling people to be more positive. I mean, there's no point in excoriating people for being negative. People are going to be the way they are going to be. I mean, you can chastise them if you have a special relation to them. I mean, if they're your patient and you're a psychiatrist, then you can tell them to be more positive. Or if they're your child, you can tell them how to be. But for the most part, people's emotions are what they are. And also they are, at least in their way, justified. And if people are cynical, there's a reason for that. And the right response is not to excoriate people. It is to improve the circumstances that are leading to the counterproductive emotion in question. Unless people feel that they're moving forward, unless some kind of an arrangement is actually fighting the process of entropification, it is contributing to it. And this is, of course, the second law of thermodynamics. And I might be reaching a little bit in attempting to find this physics-related basis for this economic principle, but I don't think it's that much of a reach, frankly.